quickly. I got to a Lawson's. It looks like it'll be the only convenience store or really decent store I passed today. So I stocked up on second breakfast and supplies for lunch and possibly dinner, breakfast, and lunch because I don't know where I'm spending tonight. Wonderful view from this Lawson's, just amazing. By the way, at most Lawson's now you can plug in and charge up. Second breakfast, orange juice, banana, and an omelet. It took me 2 hours, including a 10-minute detour and 15 minutes for second breakfast. But I'm finally getting off that super busy, super loud, sometimes very narrow main road through the mountains and up to Kakudinji. This incredibly scenic little Henro rest hut has a toilet. There's no sign saying no overnight stay, but there's no water here. It's about 1 kilometer up from the junction that I just left, 2.5 kilometers below Kakudinji. Sometimes at these mountain trails, some very kind people will put walking sticks for those who haven't brought one and would like one for the steeper parts of the mountain. Two mountains today, or is one enough for me? Soon I will decide. Great rest stop in Oe village. That looks comfy. It is. Well, this is a nice place to rest. I just had an early lunch, a light lunch, and I'm listening to the birds and trying to decide if I'm going to go on and climb the next mountain today. Sort of leaning towards going for it, but we'll see. I'm going to take a look at the closed school that's a camping area, and then there's supposed to be a hut down near the bridge. If the hut looks really comfortable, I might stay there. If it doesn't look really comfortable, I'll climb the next mountain, visit Temple 21, Tayori-Uji, and then down and down to Temple 22. And sort of across the street from there, there's supposed to be a really nice Zenkonyado, free place to stay. The last time I walked the pilgrimage, I stayed here in the house of a farmer, Gishi-san. My first wife and I had met them at Temple 17, Idoji, and they invited us to stay at their house when we got here, which we did, which was a really fascinating evening. He took me out on the river in his old boat, told me about the old days. There used to be a couple of pilgrims' inns here. They're closed now. There's no place to stay and apparently no stores either. The inns would typically fill up in the spring and fall with walking pilgrims, and once they were full, the local farmers would go sort of right over there across the road to where the trail comes down from Kakurinji and invite people to stay in their homes as osetai, a present, a gift that people give to share in the joy of doing the pilgrimage, just like trail magic in the U.S. on the Appalachian Trail and the Pacific Crest Trail. While I was at 21 was when I found out that the Zenkonyado, the free place to stay in front of Temple 22, was closed because their toilet's out of order. Through a series of misunderstandings and just plain getting lost, I went down the wrong trail. There are several different trails through these mountains. There's the regular marked Henro-Michi, the Pilgrim's Path, and then there's the Shikoku-no-Michi, which is a nature trail that goes all around the island. It visits many of the same places and some other places. I took the Shikoku-no-Michi, which I shouldn't have done, and I ended up in a little valley in the middle of the mountains here, nowhere near where I was supposed to be. But as so often happens when something unfortunate happens, it often leads to something very fortunate, because I found a very small, inexpensive, but very nice little inn with wonderful vegetarian food, which is a great treat for me, although I don't always eat vegetarian. So here I am. I took a bath, I washed my clothes, I had a nice dinner, and now I'm just about ready to go to sleep. Of course, this also means that tomorrow I'll have an extra 9 kilometers to walk. But so what? I can walk. See you tomorrow.